Hey, 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 hey. This is HQ in the house. HQ in the house. So I am over here at the Wife Code with HQ channel. So here to bring you another wifely, womanly lesson regarding what can a woman teach a man about marriage. So, well, a woman can absolutely teach a man things, not because she's trying to fix him, but because life, love, and growth are meant to be shared, right? And a woman brings a different lens to the world, shaped by her own experiences, right? Emotions, different emotions, ways of connecting, all of those kind of things, right? Let me take my glasses off. Her perspective can expand a man's understanding of empathy, communication, emotional intelligence, and relational depth and meaning. Right? Often women lead with intuition and emotional awareness, right? Helping a man tap into his parts or those parts that he don't want to reveal to the world and may hesitate to reveal those to her, right? And he's taught to suppress those. And sometimes a woman can teach him how to navigate and bring those out into a more productive way of dealing with them. I mean, but this isn't about dominance or control. It's about having mutual growth. Okay, when a man is about to open, no, when he's about to be open and learn from a woman, he becomes less of a man. He doesn't become less of a man, I don't think. He becomes more of a man, more of a fulfilled human being when he's able to navigate his feelings about life and people and things. I think the more you know about yourself, the more of a partner you can be with another person or with your significant other. I mean, it's like when you don't know yourself, how are you able to relationally conduct yourself relationally with another human being? I mean, relationships are a two-way street. I get it, two-way exchange. When both partners are grown, fully emotionally developed, or most of the way emotionally developed, right? And are willing to learn from each other. I mean, they can create a bond, a serious bond that's rooted in respect, very much a balance and mutual transformation with each other. And women, I guess women are more capable of falling into those emotions and ways of expressing themselves much way better than men, right? So I looked at it and I said to myself, okay, so how can a woman or what can a woman teach a man? Okay, about marriage. How a lot about marriage. What is a lot? What do you mean? Right? And it's not because she knows more by any stretch of the imagination or default. It's but it's because a woman often brings a different emotional lens and relational awareness and lived experience. So let me give you a running list. I'm going to give you a name. I'm going to give you what it is. I'm going to name it, and then I'm going to give you an example that you can understand. Okay. Emotional presence matters. Okay. Emotional presence matters. Women often value the emotional connection just as much, if not more, than the physical connection, right? A man might think that providing financially or being physically home is enough, but a woman can teach a man that being present, emotionally present, listening, sharing, validating, expressing vulnerability is what sustains a relationship or intimacy. For example, when a man comes home, sits on a couch, and scrolls on his phone, gets on TikTok, gets on Facebook, gets on Instagram, whatever he gets on, while his wife is trying to talk to him about her rough day, what he can do is she can teach him that it's important for him to put the phone down, look her in the eye, and ask her what happened. Okay. This makes a woman, when you validate a woman like that, it makes her feel heard and wanted too. Being there emotionally means more than just being in the same room. Okay. And a lot of men think, oh, okay, I just come home. No, it means a lot more than just that. Communication is more than just opening up your mouth and talking. A woman can help you understand that good communication isn't about fixing problems or being the leader or stating options or shutting my thought patterns down to what you think they should be. It's about reading between the lines and understanding my tone, creating a safe emotional space for me to express myself and be open without censor and without making me defensive. For example, we get into an argument, instead of just saying you're overacting or you're hysterical or you're emotional, a woman can show you how to listen without interrupting me, invalidating my feelings, saying things like, to me, in order to validate me, I didn't realize, quote unquote, I didn't realize that you were hurt. Tell me more about this feeling. This helps move me along because it it doesn't make me feel afraid to express myself to you. It's not just about defending uh, each other's points. It's about but understanding other people's points, other people's points of view. Okay, love is shown in small ways every day. A lot of men aim to show love in big ways. I just go to work. I'm showing you I love you by going to work. I'm showing you I love you by not cheating. Big gestures in very practical ways, which is how men mostly do it. A woman can teach you that small actions, small things, like a small text or a note or help me or getting help without asking, helping me without me asking you, uh, remembering what I like. I like orange juice instead of coffee. I like coffee instead of juice. I mean, it builds trust and it shows that you care more deeply and you've thought about what I've wanted. You've thought about what makes me happy, right? For example, instead of only showing affection when you want some sex on birthdays and anniversaries, I can help you see that bringing my favorite snack or my favorite book or my favorite poem uh, from the store, turning my car on, warming my car up, get up in the morning, make my coffee, get up in the morning, make me a breakfast. I mean, these little things add up to a big thing. Okay, and women don't need a big thing. They need these small things every day to make sure that she knows that you're on she's on your mind. Security is not just a financial thing. Many men, good and bad, equate being a good man with being a provider. A woman can make you understand that by showing the emotional, relational, and security are just as important as that. She teaches a man that peace is just as valuable as paying those bills. And a lot of men say, "Well, we just want peace." Women just want peace too. Don't give her things to be unpeaceful about. Don't express things or do things that make her agitated or fearful or unloved. For example, you work long hours and provide for us, but you're emotionally distant and you don't want to involve yourself in raising the kids. She says, I don't even get no appreciation from work, but I darn sure don't want to come home and then I'm not helped or appreciated when I get home. The whole truth, the true peace comes from me being able to express myself, unload myself, unburden myself, and you be there to listen. Okay? Just to know that I can talk to you about my needs, my wants, my desires. Okay? Mentally and emotionally. Okay? This is what a woman wants. Money is just not financial security, or security is just not financial, right? Listening doesn't always mean problem solving. Men always want to fix something when we venting. She's so emotional. I got to take control. I'm not so emotional, so I can do it. A woman can teach you she doesn't need solutions. She just wants to be heard. Listen without judgment or trying to fix. Helps me feel like I'm seen and I can be valued too. Example, when she want to be toxic or rant about her boss or somebody else. Usually people say, why don't you just quit your job? Sometimes just saying, I'm sorry you're going through that can make me feel heard and not dismissed. Because telling me I should just quit my job is being dismissed. It feels as though you're minimizing what I'm saying and you don't understand the level of importance. That's what it feels like when you say that. Okay? So please don't say that. Shared responsibilities deepen partnerships. If you help me with the kids, housework, homework, helping me be an equal partner when it comes to being around the house, because a lot of y'all just work a 9 to 5. You don't work nothing spectacular. You don't do anything spectacular beyond that. Most of y'all don't do anything spectacular beyond that. You can help me and you can be an equal partner in this relationship, in this marriage. Okay? Example. Washing the dishes while I'm putting the kids to bed. Or put the kids to bed. Give the kids a bath, put the kids to bed. Making sure the kitchen table is cleaned off. Throwing a load of laundry in the wash. Do this every day, right? Do this every day. Not just when you feel like you want to get some pussy. Because a lot of y'all do that just so you can get some. Okay? And then I shouldn't have no problem giving you any if you're doing some of this stuff every day. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Conflict doesn't mean the relationship is in free fall or failing. Man, people think just because you argue, the relationship is over. And people see conflict as something you need to forget about or to avoid. You should look at it, or women should be able to teach you that's an opportunity to grow the relationship. But it's not about winning the arguments. It's about understanding each other better, right? For example, in a heated disagreement about parenting, usually a man be like, I don't want to hear it. I ain't interested. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to bed. Disagreements are normal as long as they're respectful. As long as you can be respectful and follow up with the resolution, a marriage should be able to heal. Don't snap. Don't get out of pocket. Don't get personal with it. This should bring you closer because these are things that you're resolving together. Conflict is something you're resolving together. So you should never look at it as the end of a relationship if you guys get into an argument. Romance is ongoing, not just for the beginning. A woman can remind you that romance shouldn't stop after the wedding. Emotional and physical affection, intentional dates, surprises, notes, compliments keep the marriage spark going. I mean, early in the relationship, man would bring flowers, cards, candy, show up, text, call, all these things. Then all of a sudden, all and female and male, this stuff stops. I married you. I don't need to go no further. I don't need to romance you. I don't need to romance you. Okay. What more do you want? A woman can show you that keeping a romance alive, making her feel beautiful, making her feel wanted, she will flow into you. She will put it back into you. If you show it to her, she will put it back into you as long as you're doing other things that are correct and right, right? It keeps the romance going. And this is an ongoing thing that needs to be done every day. I'm not saying all out, but I am saying you can do some stuff every day. Talk, look her in the eye, speak to her. Intimacy is not about just sex. It also includes cuddling, conversations, laughter, vulnerability, and feeling emotionally connected with someone. The kind of intimacy makes sex more meaningful too, right? Men want physical intimacy, but want to skip the emotional connection that we need. We women need that emotional connection in order to desire you. Okay? We need you to rub our back. We need you to talk to us. We need you to touch us. We need you to talk when we don't want to talk. We need you not to come home and call us a bitch. We need you to do all of these things. We need you not to sit on the couch and not do anything when the house is going to hell in a handbasket. We need all of this foreplay. There it is. There it is. We need foreplay. Emotional, mental, physical. We need all of that, right? Otherwise, it's never gonna work. We're always gonna want that foreplay. And love requires recommitment every day. I mean, it's not just a feeling that you have or don't have. It's a choice you make every day. Everybody got to make a choice every day. Recommit yourself every day to the relationship, even on hard days, specifically on the hard days when it looks like you don't want to go forward. Recommit. Okay? She can teach you that recommitting every day is why she's there. Why she wants to be there when you recommit, when you commit every day. Money's tight, money gets tight, kids stress you out, work stresses you out. A woman can remind you that marriage isn't about just feeling love every day. It's about choosing to show up again and again and again, trying again, showing up again, loving again, fighting again, even when it's hard. Love is a decision. It's not just a feeling. Okay? It's not just a feeling. Okay? And people miss that part. You got to choose. Okay? So when when people say, what can a woman bring to you or show you? A lot of men don't know any of these things that I mentioned. They just think I'm just supposed to feel I like her. I want to be in the same house with her. I want to have snatch on tap. Nothing wrong with that, but you got to do the other things too. You got to do the work that comes along with it, this relationship too. You just can't have the sex without the emotional connection, commitment, and choice every day. You can have a long-lasting relationship if you choose every day, but a lot of people don't choose every day, and that's the biggest problem. That's our biggest problem. Emotionally challenged human beings who don't want to choose every day. Emotionally challenged human being. But then God never promised you an emotionally intelligent human being. God never promised you that. That's what a lot of people get wrong. They think all people show up grown, all people show up ready to be in relationships. Some people just have to be taught. Some people have to be taught. Some people don't need to be taught. Some people show up day one ready. See, I was one of those people, and I'm not saying I was 100% ready, right? But I showed up in the marriage, showed up ready to be married because at a young age, I read and read and read. My kids would come to my door. My mom would be like, "Hey, HQ, people want to see you. You want to go outside and play?" I'd be like, "Nope, I'm in the house reading." I'd be upstairs reading a book about living in Greece, being married, being a wife, knowing how to cook, reading a book about being in Arabia, being a wife, knowing how to cook, being married, reading about books in Canada about how to be a wife, how to cook, how to respond. So when I got married, I knew I had a feeling of how it was supposed to go. And I'm old, so these were books where they taught you to be, the wife. They taught you to be, in that submissive role. They taught you to be in that husband comes first. Those books taught you to be that way. So I was ready. I knew, I didn't know how to live with another human being, but I knew that I had to, be open to a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of emotions that weren't mine, right? And I couldn't guarantee that he was raised like me, but he was raised pretty much. My husband was raised in a two-parent household until he was like, I want to say 12, right? Then his parents got a divorce, but then again, his mother got remarried again. So he did have a man. There was always a man in the house for my husband. So he knew what it was like. He knew what it was like to be a husband, how he felt, how he wanted to, be my husband. So we pretty much went into the marriage and we were like, boom. We just fell into it like ducks, like ducks to water. I wanted to be a wife. I chose to be a wife, right? And he chose to be a husband. And that's what we wanted to do, right? So these things that I listed, yes, a woman can teach a man a lot of things because emotionally women advance quicker than men when it comes to maturity. It just is what it is. And so she can sometimes drag him along if he's willing to be on that trail. There were certain characteristics that I looked at my husband and said, "Oh, okay. Yeah, you will make a good father because you are that way. You have that empathy. You have that sympathy. You have that personality, right?" So I knew he was that way when I was dating him. And he my instincts were right. My instincts were correct in the person that I chose. And we were married for a long time. We were married for over 30 years. And then he died of aneurysm. So I understand the process of, wifely duties and where I'm supposed to be and how. So these are the lessons that I put down when it's the wife code. These red and yellow lessons. These are the lessons that I learned as a wife. or I knew. But then again, I was a voracious reader. I would read like 10 books a week on whatever, marriage, traveling, children. I would read it all, and people would be like, "Are you reading? You're in the car reading?" But then again, this is before the internet. This is before that. So I had gazillion books, gazillion books. And I was when I was a teenager, I used to pass newspapers, right? Newspapers to people's house. And my parents told me I could go to the bookstore and buy as many books as I wanted to because they didn't want no money. They just wanted me to have a responsibility of, having a job and, paying for things. So when I got paid, I'd run to the bookstore and I'd buy books and I'd read. So when I have to get paid, when I got paid that whole week again, I'd run and get some more books. So this is how I learned what it meant to be somebody's wife. And when I got into it and I was physically there and I had a husband, he was just like I wanted him to be. He was just like he was supposed to be. Emotionally available, loved children, wanted to cook, didn't mind me not cooking because I hate cooking. But, he didn't mind that. So, he'd say, "Get out of the kitchen, get out of here. You don't want to cook, you know. And just make sure the house is clean all the time." So I made sure the house is clean. That was the contract that we made. He would cook, I would clean. I would keep the house clean, you know. So it's different commitments, different marriages, different ways in which people do things. But women can teach women, and women can teach men a lot of things about emotional intimacy, being emotionally available, uh, being ready to receive another person's feelings, and knowing when to be quiet and knowing when to speak up. So this is the series, the Wife Code series, that I will continue to have, bringing insight to the channel from here on out. It may be 2 times a week. I want to do it 2 times a week or 3 times a week. Saturday morning for sure. Okay. It may be in the evening on a Tuesday and Thursdays. I don't know. I haven't set the schedule yet, but I do know it'll be Saturday morning. I'll have these kind of live sessions, but throughout the week, I'll have other content that may come from another channel over, but it might be relevant, right? Because we all have to be open to relationships, and I feel like not being open to other people's thoughts, uh, thought patterns is a big problem. We have on this internet. If you've been on here long enough, you will see that people get entrenched in their thought patterns. They've never been married. They haven't been married long at all, maybe. And then they have these ideas of what marriage is like. They have an idea what marriage is like. And they have no idea what marriage is like. But you think this is how women act or react, or men act and react. And it's not always like that, because human beings, when you get into the grip of being married, and this person, you just melt when this person is around, and this person is the person that you decide that you choose, and that's an important step, is to choose to be married. A lot of people want to get married. I want to get married. I want to be a wife. Do you choose to be a wife? Does he choose to be a husband? Is he choosing to be a husband? And that's the big difference. So when you get a lot of people on here, they want to be wives, they want to be husbands, they think they have ideas of what it means to be a wife, and they have no clue, because they have not been there, and they may not have been married long enough, or they may have been married and divorced. But a long road teaches you a lot of things about marriage. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not saying there was good everywhere, but I am saying my husband opened up an umbrella in our relationship, and he said I get to walk underneath it any way, shape, or form that I wanted to. And he was okay with that. And I was okay with that. Because a woman needs that covering. So, look forward to seeing me, at least for now, every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. I'm gonna have a session about wife code, things wives do, want to do, how to be in a marriage, specifically choosing to be married, specifically the emotional maturity it takes to be married. People consider me an old soul, even when I was a teenager, even when I was a kid. Why are you so serious, HQ? Because I've always been serious. Because life is serious. Life is serious. I have fun, don't get me wrong, I have fun. But I loved being married. I loved being married because he was a decent human being to be married to. And that's the whole start. Two decent human beings choosing to be married. Choosing to be married. So please put your notification buttons on. Please put your notification buttons on. Good morning, Dante. Please put those on so you'll be notified when I have another video, when I go live. I would appreciate you sharing the message. Please read over the content on the channel. Please be open-minded, because we are an open-minded channel. Not an open-minded channel where we do poly and swing and all that other weird stuff, all that out of the way stuff. Just a human being sharing the experiences she had as a wife, sharing the lessons that I learned as a wife, as a human being, and how to navigate, the thing called love and marriage. Please put your notifications on, share, like, and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. I will be definitely making definite days in which I'll go live and we can talk about it. Talk about what it means to be married. Talk about what it means to get married, choose to be married, wanting to be married. And some of us won't ever make that leap of wanting to get married because we don't see a benefit to it. But I see a benefit to it. At some particular point, there's benefits to it. And I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate. Please go back and look at the lesson. Like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you all showing up. I appreciate it. Thank you.